Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it, somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions, to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it, if you're sinking or swimming, existing or living. Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be.
What's going on, my nail friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Rosie and this is Mary Rosie Dips. In today's video we are unboxing, just as you saw for the first couple of minutes here, the May Lift Your Spirit Dips Mani of the Month kit. Look at all that gorgeous stuff that comes in that kit, and we are going to be doing our May Mani. And look at these dried flowers, adorable. Different colors come in your kit, so you can use whichever ones you want now and later. Super easy to apply. As you will see, they lay flatter than a pancake. And these are the colors that come in this month's kit. One chunky glitter, which has greens, and I think there's some golds and maybe bronze in there. And then that olive shimmer, and that I guess it just depends on what it looks like on your skin tone. It looked, it wasn't mauve, brick-ish maybe on me. It's so pretty. I can't describe the color. I guess it really does depend on your skin tone. So I am using Pampered Pretty's Dip Base and I believe the Activator for this manicure. I do have that pink on my nails. It is Après Extend Gel in the color Jessica. That is what I have been using recently on my nails to keep them protected. By the time I'm doing this voiceover though, actually I have clear polygel and they are short and different shape. So that is what that olive ring color looks like. You saw that on my pinky there. Beautiful application, and it is very, very shimmery in the light. So here I am just kind of trying to figure out which color I want to do next, and I end up, I want to say, doing that pinkish color on my, I do it on my index and I do it on my thumb, and I think I ended up doing it on my ring finger for another design as well. I kind of went into this thinking that I had no idea what I was going to do for a mani, other than, of course, at least two nails were going to have those beautiful dried flowers, so you guys can see how to apply those with dip powder. Originally, I did tell Cassandra that I may do this with gel because I have tried to do dried flowers before, and Maybe it was just the type of dried flowers that I had, but they were pretty bulky and did not apply well. So I tried them with gel, because then I encapsulated in gel at some point, and I still didn't like the way that they look. These guys like completely flat, so you will have no problem doing this with dip powder, as you'll see here in my video. So I'll let y'all watch for just a few minutes. I'll be putting on again, so 2 colors of that green, 2 layers of that green on my pinky, 2 layers on my index finger, 2 layers on my ring finger, and I will also be doing 1 full nail of that chunky glitter and then an ombre on my thumb.
And sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some, and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living. Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the
Whenever I am working with chunky glitters, I do pop them into a cupcake liner so I can lay my nail in there and get the best coverage possible with 1 layer. I am successful with this with several brands, so I've continued to do it over the years, and this is what I do in my videos, as you'll see. So here I am applying my base over the entire nail, and then I will lay my nail into the cupcake liner. People do this different ways. Some people will pour over first to do 2 layers. I do not like to do 2 layers of chunky glitter on my nails. Personal preference, guys. Whatever you want to do. So this is what it looks like with 1 layer. And to me, as long as it looks like there is great application and coverage, I don't need to do 2 layers. My second layer is just going to be clear dip powder to encapsulate it. So I am just patting the corners, as you can see here, patting the top, just to make sure that everything lays down and actually sticks flat. You saw me dip my nail back into the cupcake liner really quick, just so I could absorb a little bit more, because the dip liquid that I am using is slower drying, which is great for newbies, by the way. But what it is it will absorb, and then you can add some more of your dip by either pouring over or dipping back in, or whichever, to absorb the maximum amount of dip powder into it. So I'm still touching because I know that it is wet. The drying time on this liquid is about 30 seconds, like I said, which is great for working with glitters. So I make sure everything is nice and flat, and you can see me pushing harder on it now. So that way I can make everything again as flat as possible so that we have less work to do in the end. And here I am just taking a fluffy brush and removing any excess that may be on there so that I can do, I think I still have to do my second layer. This is how great it looks with just one. Is it just my first? I don't even know, guys, but I guess we'll find out right now. No idea, but let's keep watching. So I think I'm getting ready to do the ombre, and I am, yes. So this is 2 layers of each color minus the glitter. So the way that I like to do my ombre is I go in and apply the base to the entire nail. Personal preference. However it works for you, just go ahead and do it. Just stick with whichever method. Unless it's not working, then try something new. So the way that I like to teach doing an ombre is you get your fluffy brush ready, get your glitter and your solid ready, and apply base to the entire nail. And then I'm going to go in and dunk the fluffy brush into the glitter, pick some up, and tappity tap close to the nail. The further away you get from the nail, the more spread out your glitter is going to be. If you can see on the top right hand corner, I am actually tapping the brush, and then I am turning my nail left and right very slowly. The brush doesn't look like it's moving very much, but I am just tapping away, and then I flip my nail upside down or sideways and remove any excess, and then I am pressing down those glitters. We want them to be flat and we want them to stick. Then I go and grab just a teeny bit more because I want to add a little bit more up closer to the middle. Again, pressing them down, and this is how I make sure they are nice and flat before I even move to the next step. I am then going in, and because this is a slower drying base, again, I've timed this before when it first released, and it is a 30-second drying time, so plenty, more than enough time to work on an ombre. I promise you, it is more than enough time. I am pouring over the clear dip powder over the rest of that nail because I don't want it to have a hump. I want it to be even. So of course, if I'm doing I guess not, of course, not everyone does it this way. So if I am doing a chunky glitter, I am applying clear to the other half of the nail to even it out so I don't have a hump in the middle that I have to be buffing and filing later on. So this is just the way that it works for me, and I move on. And actually, this is only one layer of these other solids, which I think is amazing coverage because even I, watching this video and doing this voiceover, did not realize that that was just one layer until now, where I'm going to do this second layer. That is amazingly crazy that you can get such great coverage from just one layer of dip powder. Look at that. And like I said, it does come off a little bit more brick on me. It might look more pink on different skin tones, but this is just the way that it looks on me. Ugh, I love it. Absolutely love it. So second layer, perfect coverage yet again. And we'll do the other nail and the pinky.
Nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living. Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away.
So because of the way that I apply my chunky glitters, I only do one layer. Remember, one layer lay down method. Then I can and do go in later on with little dabs of base so that I can apply 2, maybe 3 of the bigger pieces of the chunky glitter to areas that may be missing it. I don't really even have to do this part much, which is why I've continued to do this method. So here is how flat it looks before I even go in with clear dip powder. So if you work on your chunky glitter application before you even get to buffing, filing, and shaping, and your nails are as flat as they can be, you will be extremely successful. I get a lot of messages, a lot of questions when I do lives, on videos, on people having difficulty with their chunky glitter. My recommendation is work on it from the first initial layer and you will be successful in the end. So put in the work at the beginning so you can have success at the end, which is actually what I tell my new grads at work. I am an ICU nurse, if you didn't know that. Actually, I'm a rapid response nurse at Emory now that I started my new job. But yeah, so doing our work in the beginning, that's what I just did. And you could see when I turned my nail on the side profile there that my nail was, again, as flat as a pancake. Those glitters, even though this is a chunky glitter, they lay down how you make them lay down if you try. So now I'm going to be doing clear encapsulation of the colors and the glitter. Always, always, always encapsulate your nails to protect the color, the design, the glitter. Here I took a small stiff brush and I am removing the excess clear dip powder off that top half of my thumb. If you remember, that's the one with the ombre and it did have clear on the top part. I want to remove the excess before doing another layer because I don't want that to be foggy. So you could see, you can't really see the clear. That's because I did the stiff brush. And here I'm just going to add a couple of the bigger glitters to this nail, just like I added a couple to my full glitter nail. Easy peasy, just a tiny dab of base. Take your dotting tool or an orange wood stick, touch that base you just applied so that you get a sticky area, and then go in and pick up one of those glitters that fell, or go into your jar and just get another one and apply as many as you want to. I think less is more, which is why I just went in and did a couple. And that's really it, guys. So I'll let you keep watching.
We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end?
When I go in to encapsulate a chunky glitter, I apply just a smidge more base because I wanted to be able to get into all of those grooves, nooks, and crannies of that glitter. So that's what it looks like when I dip, and I am patting the edges down because I want to make sure that I encapsulate all of the edges, going back in for that second soak because it was absorbing it. Now I'm pressing down on it. I pressed down on the glitter when I was applying it. I'm pressing down on the clear dip powder to ensure that we get it into all of those nooks and crannies as it is drying. That's my second tip for tried and true method of perfect application of your chunky glitters. So apply it, pat it down, do it in one layer. That's what's been working for me for 3+ years, and go in there and pat it down while it's drying. And then when you do your clear dip powder, same exact thing, pat it down while it's drying to make it flat. Here is my flower application. All I did was apply some of that dip base to the one spot. Look how flat it laid. Like, who does that? These little magical flowers typically do not lay flat like this. I have other flowers that don't lay flat like this, so I'm not sure what magical kingdom these came from, but here they are. So I did one on the thumb. I'm going to do, I think I do 2 or 3 on this ring finger here, and I just picked the ones that I thought matched the dip color wheel that we're using here. So there's multiple ones. Obviously, you can see there's pink, blue, yellow, green, and orange. So the tweezers came in this month's box. I think if you're doing this and you're not using this month's kit because you missed out on it, you can use other tweezers, or you can even use a dotting tool. Again, put a tiny dab of base on it, just like if you're picking up a glitter, and touch a flower. It will stick to it. And honestly, you could even pick it up with your finger, but then you're going to be touching all over the nail. So to apply multiple flowers, I am doing base on the whole nail. And then I touched, if you saw that, I touched the nail with the end of the tweezer just to get a dab of base on it for them to stick it better. And then I went in and put 1 flower, and I put 2 flowers. That one's a little bit more yellow. And then... look how cute they are. Like, they didn't break in transit. They're perfectly shaped. They're super cute. They're super, they're not even girly. They're just so dainty. I absolutely love flowers. Mostly I draw them. I have very minimal experience with dried flowers. And as you can see, this came out super easy for me. I am using an orange wood stick, the flat end of it, to make sure that our nails, again, are flat as can be, just like our chunky glitter, so that we have less work when we are buffing and filing. I'm pushing down on them as they dry so they stick. Stick as they dry. Easy peasy. It really only takes an extra minute to do this. Honestly, I can promise you this was easy as can be.
Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
And then I've gone in there and I've added a couple of the bigger glitters, a couple of the smaller glitters, just to give it a teensy bit more of a pizzazz. You do not have to do this, or you can add more than I did. Whatever floats the boat is what I say. It is your design and your nails.
Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, 'cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living. Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything.
And on clear encapsulation of these flowers with a dip liquids, all I'm doing is adding just a smidge more, just like I would with a chunky glitter nail. I'm adding a smidge more than I normally would, just to create a little bit of a bigger buffer. And then I'm putting my nail into the jar, letting it soak all that in. This is what it looks like. Of course, it's not going to stay like that. We're, again, treating it like a chunky glitter. Clean up your edges, let that start drying. Pat, 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 and pat. Look at that. And you'll see from a side profile here shortly, I think I show it on this nail, that it is as flat as can be because we put in all the work in the beginning. Just keep doing that until your nail is dry. It just gives it more opportunity for it to come out as clean as possible and have less buffing to do. We will do the exact same thing on this ring finger here. Apply just a smidge more than you would on a regular solid nail. Dip it in, let it sit and absorb and be.
Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it.
Once I am done with the application and I can be sure that it is dry, I do take a stiff brush and I remove all of that excess. Recommendation number 1 million. It is in one of my top 3 though. Always remove excess dip powder, because all that's going to do, especially with the clear dip powder, is make your nails look foggy and give you little bubbles. I don't gosh, I learned this lesson several years ago. If you don't use a stiff brush to remove the excess, you give yourself a chance to get those little bubbles and to have cloudy dip, especially at the end. So I did use Lift Your Spirit Dips Clear Dip Powder. It is an addition to the kit. It's one of the choices in the drop down. So this is what our nails are looking like. And now we're just going to activate. Activator hardens the dip powder so that we can be sure to be able to buff, file, and shape and not ruin our design. that's what that nail looks like. Look at how cute those little flowers look when they're encapsulated. It really couldn't be any better.
Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're always just stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they...
And then I am buffing and filing. Each Mani of the Month kit comes with a pink buffer block and then a 100/180 grit file. I think I only show just a minute or two of my buffing and filing because I like to sit back and do this closer to my eyes. I have super bad vision, so I don't usually do this on camera anyway. But buffing, filing, shaping, make sure your nails are nice, shaped just how you want them, and I'll be back.
And they must mean it, so you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions, to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it, if you're sinking or swimming.
And I did speed that up, so we are already back. I am applying activator, except I grabbed the base. So don't do what I did, but if you do, I just wiped it off real quick before it dried, and here we are with the activator. One more time on all the nails so that our top coat can harden. And I thought I was going to do dip top coat, but apparently I didn't have one next to me, and I was lazy and just grabbed my iGel Beauty Gel top coat. I don't know why. At home, if you want a long-lasting manicure, make sure that you do gel base first, and then cure that and do your gel top coat, cap your edges, and cure that. I do not do gel base under my gel top coat because I do not do my nails for longevity. I will be popping off this manicure either after pictures or tomorrow because I got to be at work and I got to cut my nails down anyway. But don't forget to do your base of gel so that your manicure can last. If you just do the gel top coat like I am doing now, it will start chipping off because it doesn't have anything to grip to. For a tacky layer, so that gel base really is needed. Recommend. Don't do what I do. I'm just doing it for the videos, pictures, because I am a brand ambassador for the brand. If you're looking to use this kit, make sure to use, or to purchase the kit, make sure to use code MaryRosie10, and that will get you 10% off of this kit. It is a non-subscription, so you can get it this month, not get it next month, get it the month after, not get it the next month. It's not on a renewal. It is just when you want it, which highly recommend that you just get it every month because it just keeps getting better and better and better. So I want to say thank you to all of my viewers. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on all of my manicures, including all of the Mani of the Month Lift Your Spirit Dips box. Again, code MaryRosie10 saves you an extra 10% on this kit. Thank you all so much for watching. And oh, let me not forget, the kit also comes with a cuticle oil that is made by Cassandra herself. This is what the nails look like. Look at that beautiful manicure. Look at those beautiful dips, that glitter, so sparkly, and those flowers, adorable. This month's scent is Cherry Blossom, and they are rollers. I don't think she does pens. I haven't noticed any pens. They are roller balls. This month is a Cherry Blossom scent. It's got cute little flowers in there, which I thought were adorable. Put it on your cuticles, put it on your hands, and rub it in to hydrate that skin and those cuticles. And voila. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Book Club, the next chapter.